game saw an arcade release on April 5th of 2012 and released on PS3 on January 30th of 2014. This is the 7th game in the Gundam Versus series and is the second version of Extreme Versus, with only Moxie Boost following it. Extreme Versus is the third crossover game in the series, meaning it has mobile suits from different timelines as playable characters. There are 126 playable characters in the game. The different pilots are treated as different characters, and I think they should be, since they have different playstyles. There is also one original playable mobile suit, Extreme Gundam Type Leos, with 3 different versions. Extreme Versus is a team-based arena fighting game, with gameplay similar to that of Virtual On. The 2-on-2 fighting game is a genre that has increased in popularity in Japanese arcades over the years. The game has many different attacks. Main weapon. This is often a beam rifle or machine gun. These attacks are weak most of the time and can be used in quick succession, since their reload times are really low. Sometimes these attacks can be charged for a stronger or different attack. Melee attacks. These attacks are close range for most mobile suits. By pressing in a different direction when performing a melee attack, you can do different attacks, making a total of 5 per unit. Boosts. You can press the boost button to rise into the air with your mobile suit. The longer the button is held, the longer you rise. By pressing the boost button twice, you make your mobile suit dash. If the boost button is held while dashing, you will rise and keep your forward momentum. Pressing in the direction twice rainbow dashes. This consumes some of the boost gauge. Rainbow dashing while in a combo allows the player to start a new combo. This can be done until you are out of boost gauge. Transformable MS and suits that can ride on vehicles can go into this mode by holding the boost button and then pressing in the direction twice. Boosting consumes the boost gauge, and when depleted, the mobile suit overheats and it will stand still for a short period of time. Each MS has its own maximum boost gauge, so each character has a different duration of boost time. Sub-weapon. The sub-weapon is a ranged attack for most units, like firing with bazookas or funnels, which are tiny floating laser guns. Special shot. Special shots are often range attacks, as their name implies. They're unique to a mobile suit, like Yakushiki's Mega Bazooka Launcher. This command is also used for a lot of assist MS, which is an assist attack like you see in King of Fighters, or sometimes it summons a unit that stays a while and fights alongside you. Special Melee. It is called Special Melee, although these attacks are most of the time not even melee attack, but they are named this because of the older games. It can do any number of different things, like fire Yakushiki's Head Falcon. Shielding. Shielding is a simple block, though it varies slightly from character to character. The down system. Every attack in the game has a so-called down value, or DV. If a threshold of 5.0 DV has been reached or exceeded, the mobile suit will be put in a state called forced down. They then can't take any more damage or hits until they have recovered. The standard beam rifle used by the Yakushiki has a DV of 2.0, so after 3 shots, the total down value is 6 and the opponent will be forced down. But if the Yakushiki used the charged, high-powered version of the beam rifle shot, 5.0 DV is instantly reached and the enemy is forced down immediately. In total, there are 6 types of down states. Down, forced down, dust cloud down, half spin down, non-ukemi down, and tail spin down. Mobile suits will be put into the down state if the 5.0 DV threshold is not reached. Enemies can still perform ukemi, meaning they can still dodge. Half spin down is a state where an enemy flies in the air backwards. Ukemi can be performed once the enemy is halfway down. This can be inflicted by attacks such as Sasabi's right hook kick. The tail spin down is a version of non-ukemi down that sends an enemy flying off to the side. It can be inflicted by attacks such as the Master Gundam's melee assault. The final down state is the dust cloud down, which is a state where an enemy falls down slowly, so they are easy to hit. The F91's double uppercut is an example of a move that inflicts dust cloud down. EX Burst. The EX Burst is a sort of super mode which can be performed if your EX gauge is half filled and flashing. The gauge fills a little when you deal damage, and it fills a lot when you take damage. With a half-filled meter, EX Burst can be activated like normal actions. But with a full gauge, you can even use it in an enemy's combo, and you can even cancel your own action and go straight into EX Burst. There are two types of EX Burst, Assault Burst and Blast Burst. Assault Burst increases damage output by a large amount and reduces damage taken little. It also increases melee range and movement speed by a large amount. Boosts consumption efficiency by a small amount. Weapon reload time has been slightly improved, and boost is not depleted for extreme action, which are dash cancelled. The boost gauge is also refilled when activating Assault Burst. This is 70% with a half-filled EX gauge and 100% with a full one. Assault Burst is active for 12 seconds with a full EX gauge. Blast Burst increases damage output a little and reduces damage taken by a large amount. Ranged attacks hit a lot more easily. Movement speed is slightly improved. The boost gauge consumption speed is decreased. Weapon reload rate is improved a lot. More ranged attacks can be step cancelled. There are also quicker boost dashes, though the boost and the X gauge are depleted after performing extreme attacks. 40% boost gauge is refilled with a half-filled EX gauge and 80% with a full one. Blast Burst lasts 16 seconds with a full meter. Modes. Arcade Mode. Arcade Mode can be played single player, local co-op and online. After choosing which of these you want, you can pick one of two options. The first is the normal arcade mode. The second is the boss rush mode, where you can only fight non-playable, usually humongous bosses. After picking the first option, you can choose one of 5 difficulties: easy, normal, hard, very hard, and extreme. You are then taken to the first battle or scene of the chosen difficulty. After beating this scene, you are taken to a map with branching paths. You can then choose to stay on the same difficulty or go one higher or lower. There are also EX scenes, which can be unlocked by beating certain requirements on the previous scene of the same difficulty. After reaching the end of the line, a version of the Extreme Gundam is fought. The AI piloting the Extreme Gundam is voiced by GAK. Free Battle. In Free Battle, you are free to customize your own battle, with 1 to 2 players, offline. Firstly, you can turn players off or change which team they're on, a la Smash Brothers. The second option is switching a slot between AI and player controlled. Third is the AI's difficulty. Fourth is the mobile suit that player uses. Fifth is the option to switch between Assault and Blast Burst. Sixth is the option to make the unit half cost or have it at a standard cost. Last is an armor multiplier, where 3 is the standard, so 1 and 2 are decreased armor and 4 and 5 mean increased armor. After pressing the circle button to continue, here your first option is the stage you will be playing in. Second is the song that will play during the battle. First option in this is the default song for that stage. Thirdly is the game time. Fourth is the damage level. Fifth is the boost gauge level. Sixth is the EX gauge level. Seventh is the speed at which the EX gauge fills. And the last options are the amount of points each team has in their battle gauge. Rank match. Rank match is just what it says, a ranked online match, meaning your performance is shared on a leaderboard. Here, the options are Team Shuffle and Team Hold. Team Shuffle partners you with a random player. If you choose Team Hold, you can invite friends, look for a partner with a certain cost, or check your invites. Before you do this, you can press triangle to pick your mobile suit, and with the square button, you can customize the message you can send mid-game. I have never been able to play a ranked match, but it might work better if you play it with a friend who has the game. Player match. Player match is a non-ranked mode with customizable rooms. Square and triangle do the same as they do in ranked match. You can choose between quick match with sub-options Team Shuffle and Team Free. Quick match did not work for me. Custom match is the second option from the first menu. Once again, you have a choice of Team Shuffle and Team Free, followed by the maximum number of players, player bet stats, consecutive win compensation, rank limit, and win percentage limit. The third option in the first menu is Create Room. The fourth option is a Friends Room, and the final option is check invite. FB mission. Full boost mission is a mission mode with an off and online mode, where you can level up your MS for this mode only. Missions can be played on one of 4 difficulties: easy, normal, hard, and extreme. The reward gained is different for each difficulty, so to unlock everything, you have to beat each mission 4 times. You gain rewards for each mission. Green text with plus followed by a white number means you gain that amount of experience to invest in your mobile suit. If you see a picture of a mobile suit, you will gain that statue, which unlocks the stat limit of the mobile suit it's a statue of, and you can also listen to that suit's sound clips. Sometimes you see green text followed by white text in the reward box. This means you will unlock a new stat that can be upgraded. Normally, there are 4 stats. Leveling up works as follows. Press triangle to pick an MS, then press triangle again to choose the stat you want to upgrade by investing experience into that. The stats differ for each mobile suit. In the offline menu, you can press triangle to pick your suit, and then you can pick one of the missions by scrolling up and down and switching the difficulty with left and right. In the online menu, you can create a room, look at the room list, or check invites. If you create a room, you can select a mission, change it to 1-player mode, and change the room message. Note that the online missions are different missions from the offline mission. Briefing room. In the briefing room, you can check your unlocks, rankings, stats, bot DLC, and music settings. The first option is the replay room, where you can watch replays. In the replay room, the first option is browse replays, followed by download replays, and lastly, random replays. In browse replays, you will find replays of your own online matches as well as the matches you have downloaded via download replay. With random replay, you will randomly watch a replay of an online match. Next in the briefing room is ranking, where you've got the ranked match leaderboard, arcade leaderboard, and the FB mission leaderboard. After that, we have player data in the briefing room menu. Here the options are online battle stats, arcade offline records, arcade online records, and license card. Fourth in the briefing room is the gallery with series intros, mobile suit info, pilot info, player Navi info, and figure collection. In the figure collection, you can also listen to a mobile suit sounds. Lastly are the personal settings with item settings, which shows you what cosmetic DLC you have, BGM settings, favorite units, and online messages. In the BGM settings, you can change the songs that play during stages to ones that you've loaded onto your PS3. So, fight on! Options. In the options menu, you can change the arcade mode settings, configure the buttons, alter the sound settings, configure the screen, choose replay settings, change network settings, pick battle messages, the battle messages as sub-menus, during battle and after battle. The last thing in the options menu is the auto-update setting. Catalog. The last thing in the main menu is the catalog. This takes you to the cosmetic DLC store, which has costumes and different looking UIs. A lot of these items can be bought with GP, which you can gain by logging into an online mode once a day and by playing an online mode once a day as well. Sound design. When you boot the game up, you hear this awful, shouty, non-coherent song, but if you go into the actual game, you hear some classics like Theme of Z, Anime Janai, and the 0079 battle music. And if you have a dislike for any of these songs, you can always change it in the BGM settings. That is, any song except the title screen song. The sound effects in the game are great if you like the mostly old school sounds of the beam rifles and the like. The voice acting is also really authentic, since most of the actors sound like they come straight from the anime series, and the voice acting from manga and novel characters also fits them really well. So, great job. Verdict. The gameplay of Gundam Extreme vs Full Boost is very fun for Gundam fans and non-fans alike, because of the depth of the team-based action. Also, the high speed at which the game moves is very appealing to a lot of fighting game fans, I think. With a lot of options to choose from with regards to playable characters, pretty much any playstyle is also accounted for, even without the DLC. Extreme Gundam Full Boost also feels like a Gundam game and sounds like one. This makes it the game to get if you are a fan of multiple Gundam series and you want to pit your favorite mechs against each other. If you really like the look of the gameplay, but not the giant awe-inspiring fighting robots, you can try out this game on Steam, also from Bandai Namco, called Rise of Incarnates, which is also a 2-on-2 arena fighting game. Reasons for not coming to the West. Gundam Versus is an extremely popular arcade series in Japan, with Extreme Versus Maxi Boost placing second most of the time on ranking lists of the most popular arcade games, with only Tekken 7 above it. So, why hasn't the game been localized? In an interview with the game's producer, Ryuichiro Baba, he stated, "The Gundam games have an entertaining battle system, which may explain why people are importing them. But the license is a problem, and the IP in general is much more well received in Asia and Japan." Full article can be found on Silicon Era. So it seems that Bandai Namco thinks the game wouldn't sell well with the Gundam license attached to it, since he does think people enjoy the mechanics. What? 4 Dynasty Warrior Gundam games? That's all folks, have a nice day, and see you later on Gameborders.